Good morning, everyone! Or good cold morning, everyone. What's going on? Welcome to Homebuilt Workshop. Welcome to Wednesday Live. And look at this. I can talk almost normal today. Unlike last week where my voice was all, and my throat was all, Much better. Still not 100%, but a million times better than last week. What's everybody up to? If you didn't tune in last week, Happy New Year. How's everybody doing? Welcome to 2025. I still can't believe that it's another year. But can't stop time. That's the way things go. I hope your New Year's was great if we didn't get to chat last week. And hope so far 2025 is going well. Have we got a show for you today? Not really. Well, maybe. I don't know. We got some cool stuff to talk about and go over. But I want to know how everybody is doing. How's everyone? How was your New Year's? If we didn't already chat last week, what'd you guys do for New Year's? Did you do anything in particular? Did you stay home? Did you go to bed? Did you stay up? I don't know. And for me, like I did mention last week, but I wasn't feeling good. If you didn't catch the live or the replay or anything, some kind of a cold set in like a couple days after Christmas, and just my throat, sinuses, all that stuff was a disaster. And I ended up doing the live stream last week mainly because I just didn't want to sit around. I wanted to hang out with you guys, so we powered through as long as I could with a sore throat, and it was a good kickoff for the new year. But now it's still been a bit of a battle. I mentioned that last week in the live. I mentioned that I had an appointment, doctor's appointment, which is something I hardly ever do. But I did go. It's not strep throat or anything. It was just, I don't know, some kind of a cold of some sort. But anyway, feeling better. Well, as you can tell, I am bundled up today because it was 4 degrees out this morning. What is that for let's see, the 4 degrees Fahrenheit. Celsius, that's what? Minus 16 or so? Minus 16 Celsius. So pretty cold. Pretty cold morning. Probably the coldest morning we've had. I think it's warmed up to 11 or 12 right now, Fahrenheit. So minus 10, around minus 10 Celsius, something like that. Pretty chilly. We got a couple inches of snow yesterday. Nothing serious, but yeah, so I'm bundled up. It's pretty cold. It was 20 degrees in here this morning when I came out. But I got the heat on. I do have it running still. Hopefully I've got it turned down enough to where you can't really hear it. But it's, I don't know, what is it, 50 in here, 48, something like that. It's warming up, but it's not super warm. Anyway, all right, we're getting into comments. Sorry, I was letting them scroll by, but I wanted to get all that out. So, Sam's here. Sam says hello. Robert says howdy. Robert also says, glad you seem to be feeling better. Thank you. And I appreciate that. And I am feeling better. My throat's still a little bit scratchy, but it's not terrible. Definitely not like last week. Hey, dude! Wow. I did some research on that whole backwards thing, right? As to what may have changed. And it kept telling me to change settings on my phone. I didn't change any. It's not a setting on the phone, I don't think. I can't find any setting to change, nor can I find where something would have gotten changed. So I don't know. I still got to do some more research on that. Try to figure out what in the world's going on. I just don't get it. What's this do? Retouch on. I don't need that. Yeah, so I don't know. As I am viewing this screen here, to me, like I've said before, nothing looks different. But somewhere in translation. So when you guys watch this, so as I'm looking at the screen, I'm guessing that it's completely opposite. I am sitting on the right side of the frame. And then the comments all scroll here. This is my left hand. Scrolls on the left side. But I'm guessing that when you guys are watching this, I am over here. Yeah, it's going to be different. I don't know. But basically what I'm trying to say is I don't know what's going on. I've researched it, and it just says you've changed your camera or something. But I haven't. Anyway, what's going on, Harry dude? Hope you're staying nice and toasty down there in Australia. You're like in the midst of summer now, huh? Robert says, ordered some stuff for my sister. It arrived a couple days ago, and I'll be delivering it later today after the stream. Right on. And Paul's here. Paul says, greetings, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great new year. Right on, Paul. How's it going? Happy New Year. It's craziness. 2025 is here. Week number 1 is in the books. That's crazy. Sam says, Manchester Canal burst its banks and flooded a wide area, caused flood damage to the surrounding area. Goodness. Sam, holy smokes. I hope, I don't know if that's your area, but man, I hope everybody's okay. And no one got like flooded out or something. Good. Man, that's crazy. The True Sound is here. True Sound Studios. Phil, what's going on, man? Phil says, what's up? What are you up to, dude? Happy New Year. Robert says it's currently 24 degrees here where I am in Oklahoma. Yeah, there's a whole cold wave coming across, it seems. Paul says 30 in Dallas, snow tomorrow and Friday. Paul, that sounds like a perfect day for a motorcycle ride, doesn't it? Paul says the gods are trying to teach you to use the right way, Jeff. Took so much thought that all lives are reversed now. Whoosh. Yeah, I don't know. I really wish I could figure it out. I don't want it to be all crooked or backwards. Can't things just be like they used to be? I don't know. I do want to figure it out, though, and I'm going to keep investigating. Paul says, Sam, I'm looking at narrow boats. I think that'd be a great retirement. Yeah. And Sam, super chat. Sam with the super chat. Thank you so much. Sam says, towards coffee for the legend. Right on, Sam. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Keep that coffee flowing. Cheers. All right. Right on, Sam. Look at that. And the buttons worked. Ha ha. Thank you. True Sound. Phil says, digging the vehicles out from the ice and snow and trying to stay warm. Oh, yeah. How much ice did you guys, I'm guessing, were affected by all that ice I kept hearing about? Man. Yeah, be safe out there, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Paul says, do you have a laptop that you could try and do the live from? See if it's phones or computer. That's a good point, Paul. I do have a laptop. I did experiment quite a few times messing around with, using the webcam and different things for doing the live stream. I need to go back to that and revisit that. I think maybe you might be onto something there. I could try it from that and see what, see if something is fixed. Yeah, so keep bugging me about that, Paul, if I don't mention something. Hold me accountable to get it done. True Sound says 3 inches on top of a ½ inch of ice. Man, that's like the worst. That is crazy. I was talking to my brother the other day. We were talking about all of that ice and stuff. A ½ inch of ice, because that's what we had heard. And man, that just is insane. And I don't know. We were trying to remember if we'd ever seen a storm that gave a ½ inch of ice. And I remember at least one really bad ice storm that we had when I lived back in Pennsylvania. But I don't know if it was a ½ inch, and it was a disaster. So yeah, hopefully you guys are doing all right. You don't lose power and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's wild. So when you get ice and then you get snow on top of it, it is like the slipperiest thing you could possibly imagine. The ice is bad enough, but when you put a little bit of snow on top, I mean, it makes it like 50 times slipperier. And Jimmer's here. Jimmer says, "What's up? What's up, Jim? How's it going? Good morning." Sam says, "It's expensive. Not like it used to be. Insurance must be astronomical, especially now." Corey says, 41 with clouds on the Oregon coast right now. Right on, 41, not bad. I think we're supposed to be 34 later today, if it gets to that high. Paul says, every live I've seen that is reversed is using a phone or pad and not a laptop. But here's the weird thing, right? Up until what, a month ago or so, it wasn't flipped. Was it not? Everything was fine. And that's what I've been using. All this time has been this exact same device. And it wasn't until recently that everything switched. And I don't know why. That's the thing that bugs me. Sam, autocorrect sucks. Yeah. Paul says, yep, seen the price of some of them. Robert says, we got a light dusting of snow a few days ago. The temperature dropped down to 12 during our snow blip. It's getting down there. Yeah, ours dropped pretty quick last night. We went down to like 9, and then it seemed like it was going to warm back up to 12, 14, 15, and then this morning it was down to 4. So, pretty chilly. So yeah, so at the very beginning here, I mentioned that I got some cool stuff this time and for this episode that I want to talk about, share with you guys, and we can kind of chat about some things. The first off is, remember last week, I think it was, I had mentioned that I've been working on basically sort of a replacement neck, right? Like a P-base, J-base style replacement neck. And I've been working on prototyping and stuff like that. There's a whole pile of neck blanks and stuff over here. These are all tests. But I've been working through them, and I've got a couple here. Now these aren't actual material. This isn't actual material I would use. This is still sort of scrap stuff. But I've got a completed one here. Well, minus truss rod. There's no truss rod or carbon fiber, that sort of thing. But this is an actual 21 fret. It's got the fretboard overhang. But this is one that I've been working on. Got it prototyped. I've got several of them here. This one I didn't cut the fret slots in, but I'm pretty comfortable with the process for cutting the fret slots. Just working out dimensions and that sort of thing. I'm about ready to actually cut some of these out of some maple. I've tested it in... Ooh. Remember that neck pocket, Harry dude, you mentioned? The neck pocket template. I found that. Did some tests with this. This is way too wide that I've found, which I think they leave that up to you to shim that with like some tape and stuff, as I've done down here. This is the strap kind of template here, but I've shimmed that with some tape, I don't know, years ago. Phil, I think this is what I used to do the toilet seat bass, actually, or the toilet seat guitar. I think that's why this is shimmed, so that it would fit that neck we put on there. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I've been doing testing, prototyping, all of this sort of stuff, and yesterday I picked up the first test subject. So I'm going to show you what it is here. Look at this heap. Actually, it's not terrible. This is an Epiphone. This is an Epiphone, what is it, an Accubase? But it's got this hideous, at least to me, I don't like it, what they call that batwing headstock. Some guy locally was selling this thing super cheap because the headstock's actually broken. That's a crack right here. It runs not as far down on the front, but on the back. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here on this little video, but The crack you could actually see in the finish. I can feel it right there. And I can feel it right there. It runs all the way down. Apparently this thing must have, I don't know, taken a pretty hard hit on the headstock. But sold it really cheap because the headstock's busted. To me, it looks like, as I break it some more, it looks like a perfect candidate for a replacement neck. I happen to know someone that's building replacement necks. So, yeah, I picked this thing up yesterday, and I've already test fit it with one of these test necks, and it fits better than the original neck, actually. The neck, if I pull these bolts out, the neck pocket's really loose. You know, it flops back and forth. Mine fits in there nice and snug. I'm probably going to have to either sand the neck or open up the pocket just a little, but I think it's going to work really good. So as soon as I get some actual, get an actual neck made, I'm going to slap one on this base and, I don't know, maybe resell it, see what happens. But that's the plan. This is my test subject. Phil, question for you. For your toilet seat base, would you rather have this sort of a headstock or this sort of a neck? Still jazz base width, narrower, 4 in line kind of deal? Or would you rather have one like I sent you already? I sent you pictures already, the 2x2. I guess because we're fixing to have two options here. But anyway, that's gonna be the plan. We're gonna try to put this old Epiphone. Let's see. This is an Accubase JRVS. Oh, is that an Accubase Junior? Maybe. I don't know. It's plywood. It's a plywood guitar. You pull the neck off, you can see it in there. It's made out of plywood. But pretty cool. Oh, let's see. True Sound says it was 9 degrees this morning, warmed up to 16. Sam says 0 in the UK. Really? That's not bad. 32. Robert says, guessing either changes or updates to YouTube or the phone update may have caused the reverse. Yeah. And Paul got another order from James Burton. Brazilian rosewood top and fingerboard, mahogany body. Wow. Right on, Paul. Congrats on the order. That's awesome. And Sam, with the reminder, don't forget to hit that like button. Actually, he said, don't forget to smash the like button. Tony's here. Tony says, morning sunshine. Right on. True Sound. Phil says, do you still have that bass neck you made for me a long time ago? Yes, I do. It's around here somewhere. Yeah, we could use... It's not fretted, though. There's no fret slots, and it's already carved. That would be really tricky to cut fret slots in. Unless you wanted it fretless. Sam says, with all the guitars being made, I guess you're pulling all the strings around there. Yeah. Robert said, already done. Hope others have done so also. Yeah, hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button. I want to see those numbers jump up. Come on. Sam says, guitars with a crack down the middle have a split personality. True. Phil says, that's one ugly bass. Yeah. I mean, the body itself isn't terrible, minus this little washer looking thing here that they've used to hold the pick guard on. But the headstock, I cannot stand it. I'm sure some people probably don't mind it, and that's fine. It ain't for me. But it's basically a P-bass copy, so we're going to try our replacement neck on it. I've also got a friend that has a J bass, or is it a P bass? One of those two. We're going to slap one of the necks on that as well and see if it makes any difference. Or see how it fits, I should say. Paul says, busted headstock only started happening on Epiphones after Gibson bought them. Coincidence? Don't know. What was that? That was like 57 or something like that, 54? Back it was in the 50s anyway. Yeah, I've never owned an Epiphone or a Gibson, honestly. And really, for what what I picked this up for. I really don't care the brand. I just want it as a test subject so I can start testing these necks. Because as I mentioned last week, one of my goals this year is to kind of push a few more of the products. Not push, I shouldn't say, but to get a few more things available, like replacement necks. There's a couple little tools and gadgets that I want to finish developing. I've already, I've kind of done prototypes, but I want to finish a few of those things, and just do some more stuff like that. One of the cool things that I've been working on as I've been getting these necks together is, I'm getting the files and everything ready for the CNC machine. Like this is basically right off the CNC. It's not sanded. I haven't really done any finishing. Other than around the ends, the ends of the heel and stuff, so that I can test fit it. But I'm building all the files and stuff for the machine, so that once I get it all done and I need to make a neck, I can just run those files and hopefully be able to maybe offer some more services kind of like that to the public. But that's one of my goals. Let's see. Jimmer says 14 degrees here. Yeah, we're probably getting close to that. We were 4 this morning. True Sound says that 4 in line with the Haley headstock shape. Yeah, that's this right here. That's this one. Okay. Got it. True Sound says not a fan of the fretless bases. Yeah, I can see that. Robert says, got an email from Oregon Wildwoods. Sent me an email letting me know they have some new items for guitar wood builds. Ooh, I'll have to check it out. I got to go pick up some maple maybe sometime this week. I started digging through my stack of what I have on hand. Most of the pieces that I have already kind of blocked out are in the electric guitar neck size. I only found one piece long enough to actually do some bass necks. So I realize I'm a little bit low on maple. So I'm going to have to go pick some of that up, and at least a few boards, so that I can have a decent stock of material. So not looking forward to that. It's a bit of a drive to get down there, but thankfully I don't have to go down there too often. Paul says, picked up a Gibson at a pawn shop. Going to see how well I can make it play. Will be a pretty wall hanger. Right on. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking on this Epiphone. I don't honestly know who's going to buy it if I slap a replacement neck on there, but maybe somebody will. It'll be definitely a better neck than what's on it right now. I'll always keep the original neck with it if somebody wanted to switch it back. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I would do with it. Really, it's a righty, so I can't play it. It's just going to be kind of my test mule, and as I work on these necks, slap a few necks on and off of there, and just test some things out. And if somebody ends up wanting to buy it at some point, that's totally cool. But yeah, maybe it'll just be a wall hanger. Not that I need another wall hanger, but I don't need all these righty guitars. They're starting to corrupt my lefties. Sam says, imagine making a fully functioning playable guitar, but with a fully functioning rifle built into the neck. Musical hunter? Whilst the deer are having a dance. Rock. The hunter can take them out. Yeah. That would be probably not a project for the YouTubes, but I think it would be a cool project. Paul says, surprised how well it's built, the Gibson. True Sound, Phil says, I found several nice big burls on some oak trees I have. I'll cut one out and send it to you sometime. Yeah, that would be crazy. Giant oak burl. Yeah, that'd be pretty wild. Sam says, Jeff wants to slap necks. Dastardly Dave's here. Dave says, sup all. Right on, Dave. What's going on? So that was the first thing, the neck. I've been working on the necks. I got the test mule here for testing out necks. So that's one big thing that's been going on. The next big thing, I thought there was 3. I had 3 or 4. Well, another thing, right here, I got a big old box. Remember those? Remember those 3D printed Jeep emblems that we talked about several weeks ago that I made for Jimmer for his custom Jeep and camper build? Like, I sent all that stuff to him several weeks ago, and I just received another box that he sent me. I pretty much know what's inside, but I want to pop it open because I think there's going to be some projects in here that will be coming up. I think. So I want to pop this thing open while we're right here and show you some of the goods that were picked up recently from an estate sale in his area, which used to be the area where I'm from, pretty much. So, from my old neck of the woods. So I want to pop this thing open and have a look at what we have. Ooh, some nice foam. That's some nice foam. All right. So a couple weeks ago, month ago, I don't know, Jim had called me and said, "Hey, I'm at this estate sale. They got a bunch of hand planes there. Anything that you'd be interested in?" And we, sent some pictures and stuff back and forth. And there's several of them here that I think are in need of some sort of a restoration. This is a tiny little Stanley 12101. Wow, interesting. It looks like someone had made some hardware or something for it. Interesting. The Stanley 12101. Looks like a stamp. It's a stamped steel. It's definitely not cast, but kind of a cool little, sort of a finger plane style. So that one would be cool. I don't know. Maybe we make some new little wooden bits here for it that maybe fit it a little bit better. I don't know. Definitely looks like somebody has modified it for sure. But that one will be pretty cool. Let's put that guy up here. We've got one of these older wooden. Oh wow! Look, the iron's like poking way out of there. Pretty cool old wooden plane here. I can't tell at the moment if there's any names on there. There's something on the end of the blade, but I can't tell exactly what it is. But it's pretty cool. Definitely in need of a cleanup and a sharpening, I would say for sure. I can't tell at all what sort of a brand that would be, but pretty cool project. I don't have a whole lot of wooden planes, so these ones are pretty neat to me. And then we have one of these cool transition planes. That's cool. Have no idea the age or anything. Have no idea age or make. The knob and stuff on this looks quite Stanley-like, but there's no I don't see any names on there necessarily, but once I clean this up, maybe we'll find something. Very cool. That's really cool. So yeah, I think these will be a pretty fun project. Something to kind of go through and get cleaned up a bit. See if we can make stuff work. Yeah, that knob feels very Stanley-ish, but I don't see any casting marks or anything. I'll have to do some research. Very cool. So that's probably the same length as maybe a number 7. Stanley number 7. This is a number 6. Oh, maybe even an 8. So yeah, so that'll be cool. several hand plane projects, things that we can work on. Ooh, some more little brass pieces. Nice. I use these things a lot for, actually those are copper pieces. Yeah, that's what it was before. I use little copper bits like this for inlays, fretboard markers and stuff on guitars. So these will be cool. There's several guitars worth in there. So that'll be cool. Right on. Awesome. Jim, thank you. Thanks for sending these. Super awesome. And yeah. So one more thing that I want some feedback from you guys. Along with this box of stuff, Jim had sent me a whole box of like these little like pocket knives. So these to me are, you know, something like you go to a kind of a tourist place and they have a souvenir shop and they have all of these, you know, you can buy little trinkets with people's names on it and stuff like that. Well, somehow we ended up with a box of these. I don't know if they're like, you know, placement out of business or, you know, these are leftovers or something like that. But anyway, these are able to be, well, they're personalized, but what's cool is you can peel these scales off. I want to make a bunch of new scales, maybe 3D printed, maybe out of wood, maybe cut them out of on the laser. I don't know, but I think they'd be cool. You know, we could put Home Built Workshop and I don't know, Haley Guitars, something like that on there, and just kind of be a cool promotional thing. You know, little. It's basically a Swiss Army knife copy, and I think it would be kind of fun. I can't get that one off. I think it'd be a fun project. But anyway, he sent me. I initially told him, yeah, well, you know, I'll try a couple of them out and see what happens. Well, he sent me a huge box. So we have plenty of these to experiment with, you know, and just see. Like this one says Las Vegas, like it was something from Las Vegas. So, but basically we're going to peel these wooden scales off of there and either make new wooden scales, or I thought about designing some 3D printed ones. You know, maybe you can make some different things. If you do any searching around for like Swiss Army knife modifications people are 3D printing different scales that have different attachments and things in there, and I think something like that. What do you guys think? What would you do if you had literally way more of these pocket knives than you could imagine? What would you make? What would you make out of it? I think it'd be fun. I'm going to start off probably designing something on the 3D printer and see what we can come up with. All right, coming back. Let's see. Robert says Todd from Sweet Tea Guitars and Gio from Tornelli Guitars are trying to do some new guitar tool business called Bench Critters. The first product is called Woodworking Gecko Block Set. Interesting. Yeah, you mentioned those, the Bench Critters. Yep, I think that was last week when I was talking about trying to launch a couple of things. So yeah, that's super cool. I gotta check them out and see what they're making. Time Surfing Alien. Good morning, everyone. What's up? Good morning to you. Coffee. Cheers, everyone. Super good on this cold morning. Dastardly Dave says, just finished clearing snow. I had to do some of that yesterday. Robert says, basically a new type of bench cookie. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we talked about that, or you mentioned that. And Sam says, you're at 97.8K subs, 97,800 subs at the moment. What's the plan after 100,000? Sam, that's a good question. After 100,000, we're going to keep on trucking. I would love to hit, I was hoping we could hit that 100,000 by the end of 2024, but yeah, a little bit into this year. It'll probably be a few months, really, at the current rates, unless everyone hits the subscribe button right now. Sends this to everyone in your contacts list. No, don't do that. Don't spam them. I really don't have a plan, Sam, for anything new. We're going to keep on trucking. We'll do some sort of maybe we'll do like a special live stream or something when it gets close to that 100K. But yeah, we're just going to keep on doing what we're doing. And we'll have a little, like I said, a little celebration of some sort. But really, it's business as usual. We'll just keep trying to build cool stuff. But what would you like to see after 100K? Is there something you'd like to see? I'm open to any and all suggestions. Doesn't mean I'll be able to do them all or that I will do them all, but absolutely, let me know. Robert says, bench critters look pretty well thought out and useful. I gotta check them out. I've seen those bench cookies. I can see where they look kind of handy for what they do. But yeah, I'll have to check these out too. Big Out Wood, what's up, man? Big Out Wood says, good morning, Jeff. Long time no see. I know, where you been hiding? Jim says, I think that transition plane could be made to any size you wanted. Yes, it could. You could cut it down if you wanted to. I don't think I will. I would cut it down. It looks as though this is broken, which is not a big deal. Probably make a new tote. Oh, it's been busted several times. There's a repair right there too. We'll make a new tote for it. I've done that before. That's a fun little project right there. So there's a project in and of itself, just right here. And probably we're gonna leave it as is. I might take it apart, try to clean it up, see if we can find any sort of markings, like any casting markings or anything. I don't see any at the moment, but I don't know. I don't know if maybe underneath there's something. I just think these are so cool because, throughout the history of planes, and I'm not a historian on all of this stuff, but I do know that some of the history on some things here. So it's just kind of cool to be able to follow to be able to follow some of the progressions. Like if we look at this one, this is, well, I don't know if they call it that with this handle on the back, but this would typically be called the coffin plane, because the bottom, can you guess why it would be called a coffin plane? Shaped like a coffin, right? And they're made out of wood. Typically these are made out of beech. This one's cool because it has incorporated the handle, right, from like a handsaw or what we would typically see on a regular hand plane. So I have one plane that used to belong to my grandfather that is just a coffin plane. It does not have this handle. It's basically squared off in the back. It is not usable, unfortunately, because, I don't know, termites, whatever has gotten to it, and it's pretty rotted up. But I do have it. This, I would say, is probably the next version, as it was approaching the transition between a coffin plane and the metal planes that that we're familiar with nowadays. So I would say this is probably a very early sort of transitional style. I don't know that for a fact, but that's just my suspicion. They started adding the handle, and then this transitional plane, still probably this is beech, but there's this casting, this metal casting around here, which is still incorporates the lever cap and all of your blade adjustment that we know that are on the planes like you would see today. So it is a transition between a wooden plane and a metal plane, and they're just super cool. But yes, Jim, to your point, if I wanted this shorter, you could cut it off, but I don't think I'm going to. I just think it's too cool. Keep the original board on there. I don't see any reason at the moment to cut it. There's a couple little cracks here. It's probably fine. But yeah, these things are super cool. We'll just make a new tote for it. So that would have curled up there. Maybe I think maybe this is bent a little bit. Maybe it fell at one point, and that's how it broke this thing and bent that lever just a little. We can straighten that. It's no big deal. Yeah, super cool. They're super awesome. Yeah, so lots of projects, lots of things to work on. There is no shortage of stuff to work on at the moment. Jim says the knives are better off in your house than mine. Well, I've got plenty, so we got to start designing some scales for the sides. Just 3D print. Maybe we'll do a batch of those first, and then we can do a batch of wood. And I don't know. Sam says in the UK, pocket knife blades mustn't be more than 3 inches in length and cannot lock into position. Oh, so these would be fine, Sam. These would be fine. You could totally do one of these. These aren't a large blade, and they don't lock. It's just a little, basically a Swiss Army knife. Victorinox style Swiss Army knife. Robert says, I think it'd be better to make new wooden scales for the knives. Of course, I'm more partial to wood instead of plastic. Robert, I 100% agree. The only reason I was thinking 3D printing is because if you search up like some mods that people are doing to Victorinox knives, which the Victorinox come with some sort of a plastic material anyway. The red scales, you can get them in all kinds of colors, but I would say most of us are probably most familiar with the red style handles on the side, with the tweezers and the toothpicks that go in there. Your standard Swiss Army knife. There are some pretty interesting designs that people are making to replace those Swiss Army knife scales. I don't think I personally would ever replace the scales on a Swiss Army knife. There's something, to me, well, it's very nostalgic, I think, for me. And also, I just like it. I like the look of it. So I wouldn't probably take one and modify it myself. But back on track here, there are some really cool designs. Like people have designed new scales to replace the Victorinox scales. And they have like, I don't know, bit holders and all kinds of accessories built into just the scales to add more functionality to the knife. And I think it's kind of something that I wouldn't mind playing around with. So I think probably what I would do for this particular case, since I have so many of these, like Jim sent me this giant box, there's probably 100 or more of these knives in there. Maybe we'll do several videos throughout the year, kind of thing. Maybe one we'll do a batch with plastic handles. Maybe we'll do another batch with laser cut handles or CNC cut or several different versions of wooden scales, something like that. Just play around with some different things, because that's what I think this is going to be. I think it's just something to play around with, just to have some fun. Can't we just have some fun? Name the YouTube channel that used to say that. But yeah, I think this is that kind of project. We could probably do several different versions, and just have fun with it. That's my plan. Jim says 100K knife. Hey, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. Yeah, we could do that. Do a batch at 100 for the 100K. I like that. Do some wooden ones, epoxy on some new wooden scales. Yeah, I like that. True Sound says, I got 47 subscribers now. Right on. See, you're getting there. You're getting there. Yeah, everybody, if you guys, I've mentioned it before, my buddy Phil over at True Sound Studios. We've known each other for quite a long time. Spent, quite a few years playing in the cover band together. He was our trusty frontman. And he's kind of trying to put some of his work out there for for people to see, and as kind of a what's the word? I want to say gallery, but the gallery is not the word I'm looking for. But anyway, trying to put some of his work out there, some of the stuff that he's done, and a lot of that is stuff that I've done. So if you're interested in checking out some of that stuff, head on over there and check out the stuff over at True Sound. If you look at any of the stuff from Junkhead, from the band Junkhead, that was the name of our cover band. That's going to be me in there playing guitar along with my friend Jesse, who you've seen in some of the videos demoing the guitars. So it comes all back around. But head on over there, check out some of Phil's work and some of mine as well. Uh-oh, I hit something. Hang on here. What have I done? Oh, Miga Wood says 12-string guitar is the goal right now. Right on. Yeah, that's something I want to tackle one of these days too. Or mine would probably be 8 strings. But yeah, definitely a cool project. Sam says Jeff jamming in a small band after 100K perhaps. So that would be kind of cool. That would be pretty fun. Yeah. A little jam, little jam session. That'd be fun. I'd be down. Phil says I have an idea for the 100K celebration. Right on. I am open to ideas. There's something you guys want to do. So what is it, Phil? Let me know. And if it's not appropriate for this stream, just text it to me or something. Donna's here. Donna says good morning. You feel better? Coffee up. Coffee up, Donna. Cheers. I am feeling better. I'm not 100% yet. Thank you for asking, by the way. I am a lot better than last week, for sure. My throat still has a little bit of a something. Not so much here or here, but right here. But it's not really that bad. Last week it was a lot worse. This week is better, and I still have a sinus thing going on. I don't know what it is, but I am way better than last week. So yeah, we're on the mend, and we're it's gonna be fine. Sam says 100K golden knife. That sounds expensive. Paul says, love America, 28-inch pocket knife switchblade with brass knuckle handle locking with a built-in death ray. Also doubles as a TV tray. I like it. I like it, Paul. America. Sam says, the knives are very cool, but UK knife laws are very strict. Time in prison can be a punishment, His Majesty's pleasure. For carrying a pocket knife. So even if it's of the certain size, are there still consequences? Like, as long as it's below the 3-inch size that you mentioned, it doesn't lock, can you still get in trouble for it? Some of these different different laws, they're interesting to me. True Sound says, I do archive and promotional videos for bands in St. Louis. Yes, there you go, Phil. Well said. You said it better than me, but yeah. And yeah, archive of a lot of our stuff that we did and promotional stuff for the stuff in the St. Louis area. Yeah, go check out True Sound. Hit that subscribe too while you're there. Some good music over on that True Sound channel. Highly recommend. Paul says, 100K celebration. Jeff cooking show. Biscuits and gravy for everyone attending. That would be fun. I would do that. Now, wait a minute. Everyone attending. So you're going to have to attend. You're going to have to come up here? Everyone can come up here and camp in my driveway? Is that what you're saying? And I'll make biscuits and gravy for everyone. That'd be cool. Sam says, without valid reason, it's against the law to carry it. Like, just a pocket knife, Sam? Like, are you allowed to just carry a pocket knife? Just to carry a pocket knife? Or do you have to have a reason to carry a pocket knife? I don't know. That's interesting to me. Huh. Paul says, Sam, His Majesty is too old and frumpy looking to have much pleasure. True Sound says, I can send you a mix of a Junkhead song without your guitar, and you can make a video of you playing your part with the Halo. Oh, yeah. Yeah, send me some. Cut the guitars out. You could even, well, maybe not both. Yeah, take me out of there. Maybe drop the other one back a little bit or something. I don't know. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm down. That'd be cool. Then I could demo it myself, sort of. Wonder if I'd get copyrighted for that. I don't know. I don't know one way to find out. Robert says, did you see the doctor maybe? Or do you have, no? Did you see the ore? Do you have one of the jam jars, basically? The amp in a small mason jar, not really useful for much of anything other than possibly to test electric circuits to make sure they work. Yes, I have one. And they are super cool. Very novelty. I keep it on my setup bench. Yeah, basically to plug in and just make sure things work. But it is pretty cool though, because it will power a 412 guitar cabinet, which I think is pretty neat. It's not mind-blowing volume, but it is kind of cool to plug into this little jar, and then you daisy chain that into a 412. I did that just, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, just for fun. And yeah, those things are pretty neat. True Sound says, I wish I had more videos of Junkhead, but I have lots of multi-track audio I'm still going through. Yeah, I wish I had more videos too. We have searched. I thought for sure that we had at least a couple more, and we can't find any of them. So, you know, a lot of that is because, well, when we're playing, and I can't just video, so the video has to come from somebody else that was there. And I just haven't been able to track any more down. Anything else that I have, I pretty much have sent you all of what I have, and we have searched for more, and I cannot find more. It's very strange. I thought we had more, but I guess not. So note to self: if you're playing in a band or something, set up a camera and just record it. At some point, you're going to want some of those recordings, and you know, it's not something that I ever really thought about. But now I wish that I'd just set up a camera here and there and recorded. You know, set up a GoPro and, you know, to start at the beginning of the show or midway through or something, and let it run as long as possible. I think later you'll be happy that you have the footage, because, like I said, I don't have some of that footage now, and I really do wish that I did. Let's see. Sam says, kids or adults with knives have to have a valid reason to carry a knife, such as official hunting, fishing, or sport that requires such a bladed article. That's interesting. So you can't just carry it as a daily carry. Huh. Jimmer says, modify one by taking the blades out, and Sam can just use the other tools. Oh yeah, you could. I wonder how you'd even get it apart. You'd have to cut those rivets, and then I wonder if it would just explode. Not literally, of course, but are those scissors? They are. I love Swiss Army knife scissors. I don't know what it is about them, but there's something about tiny scissors that work. These little things work great. Okay, anyway, Paul says, I have a small cigar box that I converted to an amp, and I use that in shop for testing guitar circuits. Yes, I did. I built a cigar box guitar amp combo, but it wasn't the same unit. I had two matching cigar boxes, and I built one into a 3-string cigar box guitar. The other one, I took one of those jam jar modules, because you can buy just the module without the jar. I bought one of those modules and I put it in the other cigar box. So you have a cigar box with and a little amp. I made a leather handle and everything for the amp. and it's got the jam jar guts in the amp, so they match. You plug them in, and it sounds super cool. It was a really cool project. I wouldn't mind building another one. I ended up selling that one, which is, I mean, that was the whole goal. But it turned out so cool that I sort of wish I had another one. Sam says Jeff needs a drone for events. Yeah, Sam, I don't do any events. If I held more events, yeah, I mean, I could fly. If I flew a drone in here, it would be hitting me in the head. Like I don't have room in here. But I think a drone would be pretty fun. In the rare occasion that I could actually use it for one of my videos to get some overhead shots, I think it would be pretty neat, and I wouldn't mind having one. It's just not very high on my list because I'm not typically outside doing drone type stuff. True Sound says, yeah, and I was always too busy making sure the audio worked and sounded good. Video was never a priority, but audio is kind of my thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we always had other things to do. There's a show to make sure it keeps going. Heck with the video. I mean, if video was part of the show, it would have been different. Or even now. Now I've got video in my brain, and I would just set up a camera and just let it roll. You could even, now I've got the camera and equipment. I could run a line right from the PA right into the camera, and you'd have basically PA audio. You could take front of house audio, run it into my camera, and that would sync up with the video, and it would actually be really cool. Robert says, yeah, I have one as well, even though I can't play guitar. For small room and a little sound output is nice. Yeah, it is. A little tiny mason jar. So, Jim. Yes, Jim says, yeah, we had a tea party in a large harbor for laws like that. Yeah. Yes, we did. Sam says a person can own a knife, but cannot walk around with them. Interesting. They can be kept in a workshop, in a home area, and treated like other tools. Huh. True Sound says, I have the very first Haley cigar box guitar you built. Yes, I believe you do. You don't have the first cigar box guitar I built, but I think you do have the first one that I put the Haley name on there. And I think that one that you have was before I did the branding iron. I believe that is a water slide decal with a bunch of clear. Yep. Jim says, don't fly it in New Jersey right now. You'd be on some sort of list. Oh, the drone. I don't need to be on a list. Sam says, since the GoPro 13 is out, GoPro 12 is much cheaper and with the same specs as a 13. Yeah, they always seem to, when they release a new one, the previous one always gets cheaper. I think when I've mentioned it before, I believe I will be going to DJI when that time comes and at least I want to try one of the DJIs before I end up going to a newer GoPro. I'm just frustrated with the GoPro, and I'm trying to take this other scale off of here, but I'm probably going to slice myself. Yeah, we're going to do that later because I don't want to cut myself. Yeah, I want to get a new action cam. I should have done it last month, but maybe this year at some point I will we'll try out one of the DJIs. I've heard the battery life is way better, and that's my biggest gripe with at least my particular GoPro. I'm just not happy with the battery life. Sam says DJI apparently has better night mode without additional lighting. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. I could be out here like doing something in the dark. I don't know what that would be. Playing guitar or something. Excuse me. So, that's a lot of projects. Between working on the guitar necks, I think that's probably going to be the first thing. I'm probably going to start on a video building. There, I did it again. building the new neck for this. I also have a commission to build basically the same neck. That's mainly why I'm spending the time now to build the neck. I got to build a maple and mahogany neck, the exact same neck. So I'm probably going to do that simultaneously. I'll make the video on building the neck for this, which will sort of introduce the replacement neck. But at the same time, I'll probably be building that other one. Probably going to start on that this week. Roughly, I got to go get some wood, start building those necks. I'm thinking I might call it the, oddly enough, I've been thinking about a name for this neck, right? So, because I got to have some sort of a part number or something. I'm going to call it the PJB neck. P base, J base, PJB for base neck. But also, it's the PJB replacement neck. But the funny thing is, those are my exact initials too, PJB. So I think that'd be pretty cool. It's the PJB neck. I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about. Probably start on that. I got some hand plane projects here. Start to go through some of those. Working on these. It's got a bunch of stuff. I'm excited for the year. The whole year in front of us, and just trying to figure out exactly how we're going to tackle these. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Paul says gotta go. Let's see. He says he used my old iPhone for videos and manually sync it with my mixed and mastered audio. Yeah, there you go. True Sound said that. Somehow I thought that was Paul, but yeah, you just manually sync it. It's fine. Sam says Jeff in a dark workshop sounds suspicious. Probably is, Sam. Best to stay away. Paul, have a good one. Thanks for stopping in, and stay warm down there. Sam says don't forget to smash that like button. Yeah, smash it. Just don't break your device, because then you can't tune back in later. Robert says to Paul, have a good one. Sam says be safe. True Sound says PB and J. Yeah, it's the PJB. PB and J. The P base and jelly. Jim says peanut butter and jelly neck. PB and J. Maybe that's what I should call it, the PB and J. I like the PJB because that's my initials. I don't know. That's something along those lines anyway. So like when I put them up on the website, someone could say, I could program it to, I got an order for a PBJ neck, PJB neck. Oh, anyway. Oh boy. Yeah, so back to prototyping just a little bit. Got a few cuts left on a neck on the machine right now. And then we'll probably get started on the actual one and get rid of this hideous batwing neck. Ugh, I don't know why, I just don't like that. I think it's pretty bad. But anyway, what are you guys working on this week? What do you have planned? Anything that you're in the middle of? Oh, and cables. I got to make some cables. That's the other thing. I got to get to those cables. I got all the stuff in except the fabric wrap. I'm waiting on that. I got to get the cables made. I got enough projects already. We're already into February. We're already into February, I think, with projects. But Sam says try bacon buddy. Perfect time for it. Ooh, Sam. Oh, hey, I did try the tea. The English tea with like cream and sugar. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. I tried it. Cream and sugar. I was hoping it was going to be similar to coffee. I don't know. It's just something about the tea thing. It's definitely better, I think, with cream and sugar. But not quite my thing. And I don't know. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's not my thing. Did try it though. But a bacon buddy, yeah, that does sound pretty good. Harry Dude says, just missed most of this stream. Phone calls in the middle of the night. How rude. Harry Dude. Dang it. Why? Anyway, did you see where I was talking about the neck, replacement necks in the base that I picked up as a test mule? Were you here for that? This hideous looking thing? Did you see this already? The Epiphone AccuBase with the Batwing headstock. If you did, I'm going to put it away. But if you didn't, I want to show you what I'm planning to do. Sam says, use Canadian bacon. No, I love Canadian bacon, and I love regular bacon. I love all kinds of bacon. Sam says, you probably didn't make it properly. Sam, that's a fair point. I mean, I don't know how to make this sort of stuff. I don't know how to make tea. I can make like herbal tea. But I don't know how to make tea. I'm not a tea. You're probably right. Probably made it wrong. I says, yeah, you may like a British Sunday roast. See, that's kind of, I like how it's sort of like coffee, right? Coffee has a light roast and a dark roast and a Colombian roast and a breakfast blend and all that. And tea's like the same, which I think is cool. I just don't know how to make it properly, apparently. But Harry, dude, I don't know if you saw this or not. Have you ever? I'm sure you've seen these Epiphone. You've seen these Epiphone bases, the AccuBase with that. Oh, he says my friend rang as you started talking about the base. Oh, so last week I talked about I'm going to make these replacement kind of P and J base necks. Well, I found this thing on Marketplace yesterday, and I went and picked it up yesterday. It is a Epiphone. I haven't tried to look up any sort of serial number. I don't know if I could find a serial number. I already had the neck off. I didn't see one. I don't see one on the headstock. But anyway, this is an AccuBase JRVS. But it's got a busted headstock. The headstock's broken. And I can't stand this Batwing headstock. So this is gonna be my test mule for my replacement necks. So I'm gonna use this to test like the first couple of necks, because this is basically a P-base copy, single pickup. I haven't even plugged it in to make sure it works because I don't really even care. I just wanted it for the body. Sounded pretty bad, huh? Just wanted it as a test bench, basically, so that I can, basically replace the neck, and then I don't know if I can sell it once I replace the neck or not. But yeah, I just needed something that had a similar neck pocket, so that I could test my replacement ones on. So far, I've tested one of the mock-up necks on here, and it fits. It fits way better than even this neck. Like if I take the screws out of this neck, it flops back and forth, very loose. Mine doesn't. I may even have to sand it just a little so it's a little easier to plop in there. Plus, it's going to be, what is this? What is that? The 20 fret. I'm going to be putting a 21 fret neck back on here, so we'll gain one more fret right down here. So yeah, I don't know, just some little cheapy thing I picked up. It's not horrible. I just think the headstock is kind of horrible, but that's just my opinion. If you like the Batwing headstock, then that's okay. But yeah, just test my test bench so I can test things out. Let's see. Sam says YouTube's a powerful tool for learning British stuff. It's powerful for learning lots of stuff. Sam says, never make tea by microwaving the water. No, I always use a little kettle. Jim says, how do you make tea? I think you throw it in the harbor. Woo! Da-dum. Harry Dude says, is it an Epiphone from before Gibson bought them? No, this one is, I believe these were made from, like, I don't remember the year, 80, maybe the 80s to early 2000s or 90s to early 2000s. I'd have to double check that again. I think the Batwing headstock is like 96 to 2002 or something like that. So it is, it's 25, 30 years old, something like that. I guess I wouldn't call it vintage, even though, Maybe it is. I don't know. But it was really cheap. It's a plywood body. I've already looked in there. It's just not, I don't know. It's a righty too, so it doesn't do me any good. But really, I just needed it. I just needed it to test the neck. And all the tuners were there, which was kind of cool. Tuners, the string tree, everything I'm going to need to swap over to the new neck. Yeah, it's not old. 25, 30 years old maybe. I don't feel that, the ones I find online, it's like maybe worth a couple $100 at the most. So, and this one's got a busted headstock, so I got it really cheap. E-Dad's here. What's going on? E-Dad Pops says, good morning, Jeff. Just finished installing new electronics in the 2008 Redtail LP. Right on. That's awesome. How did it turn out? It's sounding pretty good. Right on. Right on. Yeah, Redtail guitars. Sam says, using a stovetop and pan to boil water is acceptable, but doesn't beat a British electric kettle. I don't have an electric kettle. I just use a little hot water kettle that goes on the stove. It works pretty good. Harry Dude says, I agree. The headstock is terrible. Yeah, pretty soon that's gonna have a Haley headstock on there. I don't know what I wonder how that would work, because I want to put Haley Guitars logo on the headstock, but then I'm bolting it on an Epiphone. That's fine. I'm gonna do it. It's an Epiphone body with a Haley Guitars neck. I guess I got to think about that a little bit. It feels weird just sitting here with a right-handed bass. Sam says, takes less than 2 minutes to boil water in an electric kettle in the UK. Yeah, my stovetop one takes, I don't know what it takes. It takes a few minutes. Not bad. Sam says, perhaps, it says trashing the guitar with a guitar. Or trashing the workshop with a guitar. There we go. Couldn't read there for a second. Robert says, did you freeze up? I don't know. Did I? Maybe. Sam says, perhaps make a glow-in-the-dark guitar. Yeah, I might. Maybe not totally glow-in-the-dark, but I probably will be doing some glow-in-the-dark, like side dots and things. Sam says, just kidding, of course. I prefer tea over coffee. I wish I liked tea. Jim says, repaired by Healy Guitars. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. Oh, I see the remnants of a sticker on the back. I'll bet you that was where it was probably a serial number sticker. Because the model is a sticker too. It's not even like burned into the wood or engraved or something. It says model Acubase JRVS. And I can see a little light. There you go, right there. A little light spot. I'll bet you that had another sticker that had a serial number on it. Dang. Anyway, yeah. I gotta think about that a little bit, because I want to sell the neck with. I want to build these necks with Haley Guitars on there. I gotta ponder that a little bit. Yeah. Hair Dude says I would put a label on the back as well, stating it's a replacement neck. Yeah. So I want to put Haley Guitars on the front. I could on the back. Yeah, I could always put, PB&J replacement neck, or authorized replacement neck, or not authorized. I don't want to use authorized. Something along those lines. Yeah, I gotta ponder that a little bit. But yeah, something to say that it is. What would you say? Phil says, actually, with your flipped camera, that bass is a lefty. It doesn't feel like one, but yeah. To you, To the untrained eye, it's a lefty. Sam says, make a guitar for computer console controllers like the Nintendo Wii fit. It fits the controllers in there. Wouldn't that just be like a rock band guitar? Oh boy. Anyway, I think it's about time to wrap this up. I gotta get back to work, and my feet are getting cold, so I gotta crank the heat back up. I gotta get to running another replacement neck so that I can start the video for this crazy thing and get rid of this horrendous thing there. Ugh, it's terrible. So anyway, guys, as we wrap this up, I want to say thank you to all of you and Happy New Year to everyone. We're off to a good start. At least I feel like, other than me being sick for the first week of the year, we're not counting that. All that aside, I think we're off to a good start. I'm really excited for this year. You know, all the projects, all of the things that we're going to be able to tackle this year, things we're going to be able to do. I wish everyone the best. Happy New Year. And, you know, if there's projects you guys want to get to, you've been meaning to get to year after year, make this the year to get it done, right? Dig out those projects, you know, find those things that you started years ago. And maybe you kind of always meant to get back to it, but you never did. Make this the year to get to it. Start getting some of those things done. And let's take the bull by the horns and tackle this year. Let's make it a good one. So thank you all for tuning in. We're going to wrap this up. I'm going to get out of here. And my coffee's almost gone too. So I may have to make a little bit more. Keep this day going. And thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Sam says, thanks for the fantastic stream. Sam says, be safe, everyone. Heritage says, Warmouth necks come unbranded on the headstock, but branded on the heel, or can't be seen when it's bolted on. That's a good point, Harry Dude. But here's the difference, though, and I know I said we're going to wrap this up. The difference is Warmouth uses Fender-style headstocks. I'm using my style headstock. I am not making a bass that looks like a P bass neck. I'm not making a Strat neck. Everything, you know, the idea is this will fit a P bass and a J bass, but it's got my headstock. So I don't know how to approach that. I don't plan on making Fender style necks. I just don't want to deal with that. I'm totally okay, you know, doing this, taking this route, doing my own headstock design. I just don't know how to approach that from a branding perspective. And it's, maybe no one will ever even want it, but I do. So I'm going to develop it, which is almost done anyway. So it's really nothing to, once it's done, to throw it up on the website. And if somebody wants one, then it's easy enough to make. There's a couple of those little details that I'm not sure of, but you make a valid point with the Warmouth. I guess I would, like I said, I would counter that by saying I'm not making Fender style. You know what I mean? I don't really know how to approach that. But anyway, I gotta think about it. And maybe you guys can think about it and let me know your thoughts the next week. So, and also keep in mind, I'm open to ideas what to do with hundreds of these little knives. But anyway, guys, wrapping this up. Robert says I had to restart my browser to get the stream working again. Everyone stay safe and healthy. Right on, Robert. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Everyone stay safe, stay well, get out in your shops, work on some things, even if it's cold, even if it's hot. Figure out a way to at least get out there, spend a little bit of time. It's good for the soul. It's good for the hands, all that sort of thing. So anyway, thanks a lot, everyone. Have an awesome week, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Take it easy. Thank you. Appreciate you. Later.